Welcome to Live, Life Inspired Views for Every Day. My name is Chris Meyer, and I'm a curious soul. Recently, I read the headline of an article in the publication The Atlantic entitled How America Got Mean by David Brooks. Within the hour, I read the title of another article in the Daily Stoic publication entitled Pure Love. What a contrast. That old adage came to my mind that reminds us that we become who we keep company with. I think that goes for words and attitudes too. We become what we keep repeating, thinking, or listening to. When I taught in China some years ago, I remember learning about the old tradition that had been a part of their culture for centuries. If you visit historical homes there, you will find high thresholds between rooms. The custom was to design the height of the threshold in accordance to one's wealth. The higher the threshold, the higher their status in society was. This reminds us that there will always be differences in classes, as there are differences in customs, as there are differences in opinions. But it makes me think how often we trip over our own high thresholds as we think in terms of being better than another. My cousin Corrine taught me a great line. She said, "Sometimes we need to build a bridge and get over it." That can be used so well with those who feel their threshold is lower compared to someone who might seem higher, feeling insecure or lacking confidence in their presence. By building a bridge and getting over it, we can hold our heads up and remember that as people, we are just as good as anyone else. Today, as a society, we not only face the social class issues, but our divides are within our political stance, and opinions are almost about everything. We keep separated sometimes and fearful of starting conversations that might lead to something controversial. I came upon a phrase that I think could change the way people relate. It's a simple phrase that can be used in response to someone's feelings or beliefs that might contrast with ours. It goes like this: Are you open to another point of view? By saying that statement kindly, it invites the person you are with to listen willingly. It also sets you up to naturally soften your approach, which will open the door for dialogue and hopefully lead to a path of understanding or compromise. I'll say it again. Are you open to another point of view? I encourage you to write it down. Say it several times. Practice it with a tone that will be effectively inviting and kind and warm. You can use this on your kids, with your parents, with your friends, and neighbors at work. It could be a door opener. My good friend Arda, who lives in Turkey, told me that he calls people who are accepting of him, who are kind and non judgmental, as safe ports. I just wonder if by developing the habit of inviting those with whom we disagree to hear our thoughts with that lovely, "Are you open to another point of view?" that we might be seen as a safe port in someone's eyes. A safe port, a person who can share openly, listen kindly, and be trusted to withhold judgment even when there is disagreement. A safe port is a bridge builder, making a way for people to connect meaningfully. Do you have someone in your life who fits that description? Would someone describe you as that kind of person? It is entirely possible to become a safe port. It just takes practice. Practicing an openness to another point of view. Practicing seeing people through the eyes they might want to be seen. Think of that. Seeing people through the eyes that they wish others would see them. Practice giving your heart away so that it will grow. Remember me telling you about my friend Dan Meyer, who is a world renowned sword swallower? When he described how he learned the art of swallowing swords, he told me about muscle memory. Over repetition, his muscles developed a memory of exactly how to move as he swallowed a sword. We too, with intentional practice, can learn to automatically be open to another viewpoint or to automatically ask the powerful question: Are you open to another point of view? We do not need to ultimately agree, but we will be kind. As my husband Donnie's high school English teacher, Mrs. Lane, would say when explaining a concept, she'd say, "Do you see it? It's really simple when you think about it." Same goes for developing an attitude of harmony. It can be hard to develop at first, but it is really simple when you think about it. This week on your bathroom mirror, write, "Are you open to another point of view?" It is a question for you to ask yourself. Then memorize it so you are ready to use it when the opportunity arises for you to build a bridge. Join me next Monday for Live, Life Inspired Views for Every Day. I'm Chris Meyer, and I'm a curious soul.